Welcome to This Wholehearted Life. I'm Amy, and our channel is very much about adoption. I take you thrifting with me, and today we're gonna go thrifting, so let's go.
I wish that I could find a face that I would recognize. I replay the memory of you.
I really liked this blanket, like the color and the texture and everything, and I really considered it, but it had just too many little pulls on it and things that needed repaired that I have no idea how to do, so I left it behind.
A lot of times when I go thrifting, I have something in mind that I'm looking for, and today specifically, I'm looking for shoes for my son. I cannot keep up with that kiddo. I just got him shoes, I don't know, a couple months ago, and they are, I mean, when I tell you they're destroyed, they're destroyed. So I'm gonna keep my eyes out for some kiddo shoes and a couple other items, but let's go thrifting, guys. I do keep my eyes out for good brands like J. Crew, and came across these pants, but sadly they don't fit anyone in my family, and they were $250 as you saw, but I think they were even $125, so I'm pretty sure they were on sale. That purple was on sale that day. And then this coat here is brand new, but again, not something I necessarily need for today, but wanted to point it out to you while we were out thrifting. And if you have a cousin Eddie in your family, I found his hat if you're looking for it. If you know my reference, comment below with what movie that's from. As you can see, I found my way to the shoes, but I'm distracted by all the pretty shoes for me instead of looking for my son. But I do get there. What is it about tiny little shoes? Those little cowboy boots are darling. These shoes caught my eye just because they were so little, and my littles are getting big, so they aren't this tiny anymore, but they are just so cute. I love checking out the glassware area, especially if you're looking for some of those clear glasses. I don't have many of these, but this, for some reason, someone must have cleaned out their kitchen because they had so many really nice serving platters and bowls. I actually have this white bowl already at home, or I would have gotten that one. It's very heavy and sturdy and large, but they had so many of these like clear glass serving platters that were in great condition, really well priced. And so if you're hosting any kind of baby shower or Christmas or any kind of event, there's the punch set there. These also caught my eye because they are plates that have very old churches and the date of the founding of the church. And there were quite a few of those. I don't know if someone else was collecting them perhaps, or I'm not sure. But they were from all over the country, and just really liked seeing those. I am always so curious what brought you to thrifting. And if you haven't been thrifting, I hope that you seeing some of the gems that I find when I go thrifting will inspire you to try it. I know that some people think that I know that thrifting has kind of had a comeback in the last couple years. It's a little cool to get something vintage or an old t-shirt from all the way back in the 90s or the 80s. But I have really been drawn to thrifting for a lot of reasons. One, my mom is she can find anything. She's got a good eye for it. So I've learned from the best. But I also am the kind of person that's like, if I can find something that is just as quality, if not better, thrifted, I'm doing a couple things. One, I'm stretching $1 for our family, especially on items that I like to use in our home to organize drawers, or I mean, it's like, who wants to spend $1,000 across your house just getting it to stay organized? And I really like things in their home, in their category. Now, my home is not always like that, but that's the goal of having it, where if someone's looking for scissors, it's in the scissor drawer, in the scissor container. Like, that's my goal for my home. And again, I have little kids, so that is not an everyday. There's still toys strewn on the floor, but for the most part, I try to keep our home where if you're looking for something, nail clippers or whatever, or, you know, my kids asking for a pack of markers, like, they know where they are, they can find them, they know how to get them, they know how to put them back. And so I love to find things that help our house stay organized without having to spend top dollar on a set or whatever from Amazon or Home Goods or something like that. And so I like to use thrifting for that. And I also find home decor, and certainly things for kids, like they're so hard on their clothes and things, so it's nice to have some thrifted items, so you're not paying top dollar for absolutely everything that your kids need. So some of it is a financial thing, but then also if you're thinking about it, someone else is getting rid of it, not necessarily because it's gross or broken, or it's because they just don't need it anymore for their family, but we could use it. So then it's also doing things like not going to a landfill, you know. And so, and a lot of thrift shops typically have a cause behind them, so you can research what that cause is, and so you are supporting that cause. So there's a lot of motivations for me, and I just like the process as well. I will tell you, I have to kind of be in the mood to go thrifting. I don't always want to dig through a bin for something, or dig through, you know, because it's not like a store where you're like, well, I like this shirt, they're gonna have it in multiple sizes. Obviously with thrifting, if it's not your size, then they are not probably gonna have a second one. So you have to have a little bit, I have to have a little energy for it. But I typically find items that are helpful for our family, and it's at a bargain price. So those are some of the reasons I appreciate thrifting. I'd love to know in the comments. Will you comment below, what's a reason you like to go thrifting? Is it the hunt? Do you want you like the hunt of finding something unique? I also do like that as well, where it's like if we're all shopping at, you know, the Targets and the whatever, we're all shopping at the same places, it can feel kind of bland, or home, for me, my home can feel bland. Whereas like I have a really special piece that was my grandmother's, and it's, you know, it's an older piece. Like, it was in her house as long as I can remember, basically my whole life. And then actually when my grandfather passed away, he passed away after her, I asked for that piece of furniture. It's not really worth a lot of money, but it meant something to me. She had all of her whole family, like lots of little picture frames in it, and so I got to know people's faces based on walking by that as a kid. I remember being shorter and looking into it and seeing the pictures, and now I own that piece. And again, it's not worth a lot of money, but you're not going to go buy that piece at, you know, any store, you know. And also, even if you can find something similar, and I have seen some in antique shops, it's not going to be my grandmother's, you know. So I like having pieces in my home that have a meaning, and they might not mean anything to anyone else, but they mean something to me. And not everything in my home is significant in that way. Some of it's just something I've got on Marketplace, but there are certain items, whether it's a decor item or a picture frame, or I have some little teacups from my other grandmother. So just things that mean something to me. Now, I'm also very practical, and so I want the items in my home to have function. So I don't want things in my house that are just taking up space and it's one more thing for me to dust. I'll be honest. I like a little bit of decor, but I don't want a bunch of it. So I like things in my home to have function. And so I don't want to just inherit everything from everybody, but I do like having certain select pieces that make my home unique, make them more me. And that's another way that thrifting can be helpful, is that you're finding something that, you know, not everyone else is going to have in their home. So it's kind of special in that way. All right, so tell me again, like, why do you like to go thrifting? What is something that draws you to it? So thanks for being here. Please subscribe too. All right, let's finish out this shopping trip. I will share with you at the end what I got. And I love for you to tell me if I skipped something that I should have got or if you think I got a good deal. So, all right, hold on tight and you'll get to see my thrifting haul soon. This thrift shop has a lot of great things, but I will say their furniture is pretty sparse. They don't have a lot of options in terms of furniture that I've noticed when I've popped in. I'm on this aisle, which I normally skip because I was looking to see if they do have any kind of, updated light fixtures and things like that and lamps. Because I'm hoping to be able to switch out some builder grade ones at some point one of these days when we get our home built. I'm so glad you came thrifting with me today. I just wanted to pause the video for a second and ask you, will you subscribe? I absolutely love that you're here, and we obviously have something in common if you're wanting to go thrifting with me. I've got more thrifting videos coming out every single week. So far I've been uploading them on Thursdays, so I hope please subscribe and stick around and hit the bell, as they all say, so that you know the next time I take you thrifting. I'm not a collector of milk glass, but I think this piece might be milk glass. And it was priced at $7.50, so I didn't grab it, but it did stand out to me. These really caught my eye. They look very old and I don't have a use for them. And like I said, I try to keep things out of my house that I can't practically use, but they did look cool. And then I saw this leather bag and it just looked, you could tell it was quality. And I looked up that brand, Buxton, I think. And if it were brand new, I found a similar one. I think it was selling for $133. So I didn't know that brand, but it's a leather brand that makes different belts and things, so I wanted to show it to you. And of course all these little shiny change things or makeup bags caught my eye too. The lighting is not the best right now because it's gonna rain soon, so there's like some cloud coverage, but I wanted to show you this piece and it needs some work. There's a little bit of damage to it and someday I'll get to it, but I'm not in a huge rush to do it. This is the piece I was mentioning that was my grandmother's, and I remember being like short and looking about my eyes being about here and seeing the pictures that she had in it. And it is like a little secretary piece, and I don't really have anything in it right now other than the items that are up here. But it's such a lovely piece. And here's my boy Hudson. If you don't know his story, you should watch it on our channel. But I just have some special pieces in here that's family, us at our wedding and things. So this is the piece I was mentioning that it's one of the ones that I'll hope to keep my whole life because, it makes my home mine. It makes it have connection to my heritage. I have to do my haul a little differently this time because I've already started using some of the items we got, but I got this little drawer organizer set for, I think it was just over $2. Yeah, $2.62. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know I love these. I'm about to stick them through the dishwasher, give them a really good clean. And I got this bag, I think for just over $3. And I told my husband I bought it with inspiration. He's gonna take me somewhere I can use it, somewhere tropical. So it was in super good condition. And I had another one that I used on a different trip years ago and it's fallen apart. So got one of these as an inspiration to take me somewhere good. And then when I find all my other items, I will add them here.
So I ended up picking this up from my husband. So maybe we will get to take that trip soon and he can bring this along. So I mentioned to you guys that one of the reasons I was out thrifting was because my son had destroyed his new shoes. And so I was definitely looking, and I was so pleased that I was able to find these Nike shoes in his size. They're in fantastic shape, and I'm pretty sure I paid $6 or maybe $6.50 for them. So we were happy with that, and hopefully he'll get a lot of wear out of them. Thank you for checking out our channel, This Wholehearted Life. I hope that you'll come back again. I hope that you'll subscribe. I'm putting videos out every single week, and most of them lately have been about thrifting, but I do also post videos about adoption because that has affected our lives so tremendously. But thank you for being here, and I'll see you in my very next video.